Hello, we are here for another review. This is another body mechanics shot, and this shot is done by Sunny. Let's have a quick look at the play blast. This is in the blocking stage. It's very, it's looking much more better than the last time that I've seen it, and already did some notes. And let's get started. Trying to get this shot. So overall, I really like the execution, but I think this is a good time to just put in placeholder facial expressions, just to kind of get his expression in just the eye direction. Right now, it's pretty bland, and because it's a character with the face, our eyes directly go to the eyes. So just to explore that, and I really like the way that you're having the hands move, and this is something that I saw in the front view as well. We don't really see in the reference because it's by default like a small video, and when you're swinging the arms and he's kind of relaxing and getting ready for the huge jump that he's going to do. So relaxing arms, and the majority when you're relaxing, you don't want to move your elbows or wrists. It's just trying to loosen up the shoulders and everything. So as you're relaxing the arms, I think a lot of shoulder movements is required to connect the loose movements of the hands with the chest. And especially with this character where the chest is a bit caricatured and scaled up, it would really add if you add in those shoulder animations to support with the hand rotations. So right now it just feels like only the arm is swinging, only this area, and not really supported by this entire mesh. So add in those as well, and try to get like a overall. Also keep in mind not to over animate those, but it's just trying to connect the arms with the chest to try to see where the actual movement is being originated from. So that's one huge thing that's going to help loosen this animation as well as the poses. So this is something that I gave a note last time that I've seen it, but I think this should still be pushed forward. Uh, it is better than before, but I think it still should be pushed forward. And the reason why I'm saying this is try to consider this as a contact pose, where the character is trying to let go of this leg and get on to the next leg. So the momentum transfer has to be much more going forward, like going out of balance and getting ready to get onto this leg. So right now what it feels like is actually the entire weight is on this foot, and he's just trying to lift the foot is what we get the feeling of. So try to make sure to get that momentum going forward, or either way, like just have the entire leg move back. So if you see in the reference here, if I try to draw the reference accurately to the side view, I'm also considering the shadows and all of that, and the placing of the knee with respect to the COG and this knee. So this would be the side view. Let's say this is the COG. Let me draw the front knee first. It's a bit forward. So this is the front knee, and the foot is a bit backward, and this is the toe. So this is the front leg, and let's do the back leg where the knee is exactly somewhere over there, below there, and this foot is much more back, maybe over here, and there's a foot roll. So just try to observe how much forward the COG is as compared to this foot, and then fix the placement of that leg. So that's just something that I'd like to kind of push on. Right now it feels very close to this leg, so I would have a bit more space between both the legs and the COG placement as well. So that's one thing. Here definitely try to get that foot roll a bit more, but other than that I think overall everything is good. And the one thing that I observed is I think your head is in world space right now. That's what's causing this neck issue over here. If you see, it's kind of quite broken. So it's just a matter of trying to go through all your poses and trying to connect the entire spine with the head. So it should be something like this, where you rotate the entire neck forward so that it's with the head. Basically, that I saw that at a couple of frames, so that's just something that you need to just look at. Example over here as well, just trying to fix the neck so that it doesn't feel like it's rotated backward. So that's one thing. All of this is good. Try to match the hand poses, because hands, as soon as they push off, they try to relax, trying to get to the next big thing. So loosen up the hands whenever you can. And it's also, having a straight hand gives a feeling that the hand is currently in IK, which may be the reason, but the entire goal is to make sure that the hands are free-flowing pendulum type of movements rather than IK. So IK is a cheat that we use to make sure that they have contact, but the ultimate goal is to make sure that they're flowing properly. And here as well, try to get the back straight. Right now the back is still bent forward. Try to make the back go bent, like observe the reference. Yeah, try to have a better neck over there. And this is something that I like, and I think that's something that you can push, moving away from the reference on how much the character is actually jumping. So I would try to increase the overall height of this the wall, and try to make him do a broader jump, and then do a bit like pushing it a bit, not too much, but pushing it a bit, just to increase the amount of push off that the character is actually doing there. So I think this would really help. And here is an important thing, where the pose that you've chosen here, I think the legs are already in the air. You see that the legs are already in the air, and it's the toes that have the last point of contact with the foot roll. So I try to really get that in there. Right now it's still, the foot are just still planted over there, so I would definitely push that foot roll as much as you can. So once you have that foot roll as much as you can, there will be a time where the legs will actually bend. So that is a good pointer to understand. Once you fix the legs, now you can move the COG up until the legs become straight. So that's a really good way to lock in your COG's position rather than moving both of them at one together. You can fix the legs position, which will eventually make the legs bent, and then move the COG accordingly to get that stretch. And then based on how much the character is going up, I would increase the height of the wall and place your hands there. And all of this is really good. I really like it. I think the takeoff is like, compared from the last time, you've nailed it properly. And I did give a note on the front view, just to make this is the main part of your entire shot, like how he's going up now that he's going and jumping. So this is the best part of the shot, and you want people to be looking at this part. So I gave a note in the front view. We'll talk about it once there. And I think I did mention this the last time as well. Try to have one more pose, especially because the character is rotating 360 degrees. It's definitely helpful to see one more frame. So let's say that the character, this is the top view, and if the character is, let's say, rotating from here to here, we would love to make sure that you have like a 45 degree, at least like two poses, and then this angle. So definitely try to get in more poses for the COG to kind of rotate it. It's gonna be much more easier when you spline if you have more poses, especially in this area, especially since it's a 360 degree thing. So moving on, the front view, definitely I did have more notes. This is the same one as loosening up on the shoulders and getting a facial expression in there. And right now, if I just pose this out, it feels like both the hands are moving together. I don't know if that's because the hands are in IK or in FK, and if the FK space of the shoulders is set to chest or COG. So I would check that as well. Basically, this means if the hands are rotating with the chest or with the COG. Ideally, I would want to keep it with the world so that the translation happens with the chest or the COG, but the rotation is set to world. That means whenever the chest or the COG rotates, the hands won't rotate as much. And it just makes it easier to counter animate, not to counter animate these things. So I don't know why this is happening here. So I would just check that where, both the hands kind of just swing to the left together, or I would try to give an offset. This one again. This is something that observe where the character is actually placing that leg. Right now, if you observe the reference, the back leg is right behind. So when the character is actually running, it doesn't act like a walk, where the character doesn't need to place the legs left and right to actually walk. So because the running, there's a momentum that's already developed. The goal is to maintain that straight line rather than trying to go left and right, because in a run you're potentially on one leg all the time, so you would want that leg to be under the COG rather than in a walk where both legs are on the ground. There's more time, and hence the body tends to move over the leg in order to be balanced, because the movement is much more slower and the body needs to be balanced. But in a run, there is a force, the character is already moving forward, so it's basically the legs trying to be under the COG, so as to just keep pushing forward. So here as well, the leg and the leg is right behind each other, and the COG is rotated, and as you move forward, the leg goes and tries to place the leg as close to as trying to put it forward. So if you see the direction of it, it's a straight line. Direction of the run, and especially over here as well. So it stays as close to as a straight line. So I would definitely try the 10 and reduce the space between the legs. So I would definitely try to keep it closer. And here as well, I would rotate the leg direction as you place it. Something like that, facing this way. And the leg would be somewhere over here. Bad drawing, apologies. Somewhere over there. Here as well, especially when he's jumping, both legs should be as close as possible, just like how he's hopping off. It's very tough to have legs somewhere over here while the body is completely away. I'm sorry if I didn't catch this in an earlier phase, but thankfully this is still in a blocking phase, where I would have the leg potentially over there as he's trying to jump off. It's basically the COG is the point of contact where it's pushing the force, so the leg tends to be under the COG. And here as well, the legs are much more closer, and try to get the angle of the position of the hands as well. The hands are over here, but you place them to the right, so they kind of pop. So it doesn't really make sense of why it's actually putting the hands over there when the hands are supposed to be over here, and in the next frame they pop down. So you're placing the hands here and then popping down, rather than placing the hands here and then coming here. So I wouldn't do that. So rather than that, hands should be directly coming onto the box. And getting the legs closer here, and as you hop off, the legs can go away. And try to get a really nice arc for this leg, because I think this is also the really nice part on how you kind of get the mechanics out there, the way that the character is kind of getting that leg up. So you can, this is somewhere where you can push your reference and actually get a nice arc of that leg traveling upward, because right now it's just going in a straight path, which is like a IK control. And then as you're going here, track the arc of the head, and I believe you're going in the right direction, but the head kind of goes to the right and then there. So here I think the whole mechanics is right. It's just trying to make sure that the COG angle is set so that the head kind of goes in a nice arc. So your head is over here, head is can be there, and then the next head can go over there. So here, 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 and here. It's a nice arc with the head. So again here, this is something which is going wrong over here. So the character is actually jumping towards screen left here. So the character is actually using the COG and the head to push off in this direction and change the center of gravity, which is right now here, to somewhere over here, wherever the hand is going to be placed. So right now here, what you're kind of trying to do is move the COG this side, but the character is he's actually jumping over, and this is the pillar. Let's say this hand is the pillar basically. Right now it feels like this leg is the pillar, and then the character is, the COG is actually rotating around the pillar. But I definitely think that the character is pushing off, putting the hand over here, and then rotating around that. So this position, I feel that the character should already be in air and the COG should be over there, so that the head would be coming over there and the hand is somewhere over here. And the legs are in the air right now. And in this pose, the hand is still here, the angle of the hand changes, the leg position changes, and the COG is actually behind the hand right now. And the entire position of the character changes. So the hand is the center of the pillar right now, and the character is going around that. Try doing this at home, like not trying to do the entire thing, but just trying to do the simple action, maybe the mattress or something like that, trying to get that rotation and feeling what the character is doing over there. And yeah, definitely work on the whole silhouettes and everything, because this feels not posed at all. But yeah, those are my notes, and hopefully, yeah. But this is definitely a huge progress from the last time that I saw this one. So definitely keep going. This is really working, the whole timing and everything. So the whole idea is to make sure that you change the leg positions over here and change this part of the posing. Other than that, I think everything else is in good shape. And all the best, and let me know if you have any questions. Be animating.